Yes, and I think that was such an important story to be shared last night. In the process of trying to edit this 3 hours and 20 minutes down to an hour and 25 minutes.
Every day, billions of pieces of plastic end up in our oceans, forests, and cities, silently choking wildlife and threatening human health. But what if I told you that a combination of technology, policy, and everyday choices could reverse this tide and turn waste into opportunity? Imagine walking along a pristine beach, only to find it littered with plastic bottles, straws, and bags. This isn't a scene from a dystopian future. It's our present reality. Plastic pollution has become one of the most pressing environmental challenges of our time, affecting every corner of the globe. In 2025, it's estimated that between 75 to 199 million tons of plastic waste are already in our oceans, with an additional 33 billion pounds entering annually. This staggering amount of waste threatens marine life, disrupts ecosystems, and poses serious health risks to humans. But there's hope. Around the world, individuals, communities, and organizations are taking action. From innovative recycling technologies to grassroots movements advocating for policy change, solutions are emerging. This script will delve into the depths of plastic pollution, explore its causes and consequences, and highlight the efforts being made to combat it. Together, we can turn the tide. Plastic pollution is not just an eyesore. It has become a global environmental crisis with far-reaching consequences. Each year, an estimated 8 million tons of plastic enter our oceans, equivalent to dumping a garbage truck of plastic every minute into the sea. Condor ferries. But this plastic doesn't simply float on the surface. It breaks down into microplastics, tiny fragments that infiltrate marine ecosystems and eventually enter the human food chain. The implications are terrifying. Over 1 million seabirds and 100,000 marine mammals die annually from ingesting or becoming entangled in plastic debris. Alarmingly, 100% of baby sea turtles have been found with plastic in their stomachs, a chilling reflection of the pervasiveness of this threat. The consequences extend beyond wildlife. Plastic pollution causes an estimated $13 billion in damages each year to marine ecosystems. Plastic Bank. As plastics degrade, they release harmful chemicals into oceans and fresh water, affecting water quality and posing serious health risks to humans, including hormonal disruption and long-term exposure to microplastics. Communities that rely on seafood for nutrition are particularly vulnerable, as plastics accumulate up the food chain, directly impacting human health and livelihoods. The urgency to address this issue cannot be overstated. It is a crisis that affects every corner of our planet, from oceans to dinner plates. The history of this problem sheds light on how we arrived at this critical point. Plastic production began in the early 20th century with the invention of bakelite, the first fully synthetic plastic. Over the decades, technological innovation and convenience-driven consumer culture fueled an explosive growth in plastic production. In 2022 alone, approximately 400 million tons of plastic were produced globally, The Guardian. Yet less than 10% of it was made from recycled materials, showing our heavy dependence on virgin fossil fuels. A turning point came in the latter half of the 20th century with the proliferation of single-use plastics. Bags, bottles, straws, packaging, and more became part of everyday life. While these products revolutionized convenience, they also dramatically increased waste, creating mountains of plastic that are slow to degrade. Recycling efforts, despite public awareness campaigns and policy initiatives, have lagged behind production rates, with only 9.5% of all plastic produced in 2022 being recycled. This imbalance between consumption and responsible disposal has created a long-lasting environmental footprint that continues to grow each year. Understanding both the scale of the current problem and its historical origins highlights the depth of the challenge but also clarifies where solutions are needed. From overwhelming oceanic garbage patches to the chemicals leaching into marine ecosystems, plastic pollution is both a symptom and a consequence of decades of unsustainable production and consumption patterns. Addressing it requires urgent, coordinated global action rooted in innovation, policy, and community engagement. As of 2025, the plastic pollution crisis has escalated to alarming levels. One of the most striking examples is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a massive accumulation of plastic debris spanning approximately 1.6 million square kilometers, larger than the entire state of Texas, and this is only one of the 5 major ocean gyres that trap plastics in circulating currents, turning vast stretches of our oceans into floating wastelands of human waste. The scale of this problem is hard to comprehend, yet it's a stark reminder of how our daily choices ripple across the planet. The origins of this crisis are largely tied to regional disparities in waste management. Asia accounts for roughly 81% of ocean plastic pollution, driven by high levels of single-use plastic consumption, inadequate recycling infrastructure, and insufficient waste management systems. greenmatch.co.uk. Countries like China, Indonesia, and the Philippines are the top contributors, collectively releasing millions of tons of plastic into rivers and oceans annually. Without intervention, these plastics persist for decades, breaking down into microplastics that infiltrate marine ecosystems, food chains, and even human bodies. The challenges we face are complex and interconnected. Despite growing awareness and modest improvements in recycling, the volume of plastic produced globally continues to outpace mitigation efforts. Over 400 million tons of plastic are manufactured each year, yet only a fraction is effectively recycled. The rest accumulates in landfills, rivers, or oceans, highlighting a stark gap between consumption and responsible disposal. Policy gaps further exacerbate the issue. Many nations lack strict enforcement of environmental regulations, and global coordination remains weak. International treaties addressing plastic pollution are limited in scope, leaving marine ecosystems vulnerable. Even when initiatives exist, inconsistent enforcement and inadequate funding hinder their effectiveness. Yet, amid these challenges, there is growing recognition of the urgency to act. Scientists, NGOs, and governments are documenting the human and ecological consequences of inaction. Studies show that over 1 million marine animals die each year from plastic entanglement or ingestion, while microplastics are now found in seafood, drinking water, and even the air we breathe. These statistics aren't just numbers. They are a wake-up call, emphasizing that the consequences of inaction extend beyond the oceans and directly impact human health, food security, and economic stability. The current scenario is sobering, but it also presents a clear opportunity. Coordinated global action, technological innovation, and community engagement can reverse this trajectory. The stakes are high, and the time to act is now. Despite the overwhelming scale of plastic pollution, solutions are not just theoretical. They are actively shaping a cleaner, more sustainable future. Governments, organizations, and individuals around the world are stepping up with strategies that range from cutting-edge technologies to grassroots initiatives. On the global stage, large-scale investments are making a tangible difference. In 2025, a coalition of development banks, including institutions from France, Germany, Spain, Italy, and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, announced plans to invest at least €3 billion, $3.4 billion by 2030, to combat ocean plastic pollution. Reuters. These funds will support waste management infrastructure, recycling initiatives, and the development of sustainable alternatives to traditional plastics. By addressing the problem at its source, these investments aim to stop plastic from entering waterways and oceans in the first place. Technological innovation is also providing hope. The Ocean Cleanup Project, for example, is developing systems specifically designed to remove plastic from the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, one of the largest concentrations of oceanic plastic in the world. Their approach combines passive collection with solar-powered vessels to gather tons of floating plastic each year. Meanwhile, scientists and companies are exploring biodegradable plastics made from plant-based materials or algae. Unlike traditional plastics, these alternatives break down naturally over time, reducing long-term environmental impact and helping prevent future accumulation. Innovation is not limited to high-tech solutions. Grassroots movements and individual action are proving to be equally powerful. Take the story of Tabby Fletcher, a 17-year-old from the Isle of Jura in Scotland. After witnessing the severe pollution on her island's beaches, Tabby launched a campaign to ban single-use plastics. Her petition, supported by over 26,000 people, calls on the Scottish government to eliminate single-use plastics, which account for roughly 50% of all plastic use in the UK, The Guardian. This movement illustrates the potential for individual voices to create policy change and inspire community action. Businesses are also stepping into the solution arena. Companies like IKEA and Unilever have committed to reducing plastic packaging, promoting refillable products, and investing in recyclable materials. By prioritizing sustainability, these corporations not only reduce their environmental footprint, but also encourage competitors and consumers to adopt greener practices. Greener community-driven initiatives are equally impactful. Local cleanup campaigns, recycling drives, and educational programs empower citizens to participate directly in reducing plastic waste. In cities like San Francisco and Cape Town, comprehensive bans on plastic bags and straws, combined with public awareness campaigns, have led to measurable reductions in plastic pollution, proving that coordinated action at a local level can create large-scale change. Ultimately, the solutions to plastic pollution are diverse and interconnected. From billion-dollar investments to student-led petitions, from innovative recycling technologies to biodegradable materials, every effort contributes to a growing global movement. The key is collaboration. Individuals, communities, businesses, and governments must work together. The fight against plastic pollution may be challenging, but these innovations remind us that a cleaner, healthier planet is within reach. Addressing plastic pollution is not just an environmental necessity. It is a transformative opportunity with far-reaching benefits. The most immediate impact is environmental. Oceans, rivers, and wildlife are under constant threat from plastic waste. Each piece of plastic that is removed from the environment reduces harm to marine species such as turtles, seabirds, and fish, many of which mistake plastic for food. Healthier ecosystems mean more resilient oceans, improved biodiversity, and the restoration of natural habitats that have been devastated by decades of plastic accumulation. According to the UN, over 800 marine species are affected by plastic debris, highlighting the urgent need for action. Economically, tackling plastic pollution opens the door to innovation and growth. The global market for sustainable packaging alone is projected to reach $400 billion by 2027, driven by companies seeking eco-friendly alternatives. Investments in recycling infrastructure, biodegradable materials, and circular economy solutions create jobs across industries, from research and development to manufacturing and waste management. Countries that lead in green technologies not only protect the environment, but also gain a competitive economic advantage, proving that sustainability and prosperity can go hand in hand. The social impact is equally profound. Communities that actively address plastic pollution often experience cleaner, safer public spaces. Streets, parks, and waterways become free from litter, enhancing the quality of life and fostering civic pride. Public health also benefits. Reducing plastic exposure can lower the incidence of diseases associated with microplastics, which have been linked to cancer, infertility, and nervous system damage. According to research reported by The Guardian, Cleaner environments reduce the strain on healthcare systems and contribute to longer, healthier lives for residents. Moreover, addressing plastic pollution strengthens social cohesion and responsibility. Individuals, communities, and businesses working together create a sense of collective purpose. Local cleanup campaigns, educational initiatives, and corporate sustainability programs foster collaboration and inspire behavioral change, spreading awareness far beyond immediate action. Ultimately, the benefits of confronting plastic pollution are holistic. We protect the environment, drive economic innovation, improve public health, and build stronger, more connected communities. Every policy implemented, every innovation developed, and every personal choice made contributes to a ripple effect of positive change. The fight against plastic is not just a battle against waste, it is a journey toward a cleaner, healthier, and more sustainable future. Plastic pollution is a challenge that affects every corner of the planet, but the power to change it lies in our hands. Every individual choice matters. Simple actions like carrying a reusable water bottle, refusing single-use plastics, or choosing eco-friendly packaging can collectively make a massive difference. Imagine the impact if millions of people committed to just one small change in their daily lives. Communities have an even greater role to play. Organizing local cleanup drives at beaches, rivers, and parks not only removes plastic from the environment, but also inspires others to join the cause. Advocacy is equally powerful. Urging local governments to implement stricter waste management policies, promote recycling programs, and incentivize sustainable practices can create long-lasting change. Supporting businesses that prioritize sustainability sends a strong message to the market. Eco-conscious practices are valued and rewarded. On a larger scale, governments and policymakers must act decisively. Enforcing regulations that limit plastic production, ban harmful single-use plastics, and promote recycling infrastructure is essential. International cooperation amplifies these efforts, as plastic pollution knows no borders. Treaties, shared technologies, and collaborative cleanup initiatives can ensure that efforts in one country benefit the entire globe. But it's not just about regulations and technologies. It's about mindset. Each of us can be a catalyst for change. Start by examining your habits, make conscious choices, and encourage friends and family to do the same. Share your actions on social media, inspire others with your commitment, and use your voice to amplify awareness. The fight against plastic pollution is urgent, but hope is real. Every bottle you refuse, every cleanup you join, every policy you support brings us closer to a healthier planet. Together, we can turn the tide. If current trends continue, the plastic pollution crisis could escalate dramatically. According to Reuters, the amount of plastic entering our oceans could triple, reaching an alarming 37 million metric tons annually by 2040. That's equivalent to dumping over 400,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools filled with plastic into our oceans every year. The consequences for marine life, ecosystems, and human health would be catastrophic. Sea turtles, seabirds, and countless fish species could face extinction, while microplastics would increasingly infiltrate our food chain, affecting millions of people worldwide. Yet, this future is not set in stone. With concerted global efforts, we can change this trajectory. Governments, industries, and communities are beginning to recognize the urgent need for action. Investments in advanced recycling infrastructure can drastically reduce waste, turning discarded plastics into valuable resources. Public awareness campaigns are educating billions of people about the impact of single-use plastics, empowering individuals to make sustainable choices. International agreements, such as the ongoing negotiations for a global treaty on plastic pollution, are laying the foundation for coordinated action on a planetary scale. Emerging technologies provide even more reason for hope. Innovations in biodegradable materials, chemical recycling, and circular product design are transforming the way we produce, use, and dispose of plastics. Imagine a world where a plastic bottle never truly becomes waste, but is continuously reused, repurposed, or safely broken down into harmless substances. By embracing the principles of a circular economy, designing products for longevity, reuse, and recyclability, we can drastically reduce plastic leakage into the environment. The next 10-20 years are critical. The decisions we make today, investing in sustainable materials, supporting cleanup initiatives, and promoting responsible consumption, will define the health of our oceans and the planet for generations to come. The future can be one of thriving oceans, abundant wildlife, and cleaner cities, but only if we act collectively and decisively. Every choice, every innovation, and every policy matters. By imagining this better world, we can inspire action, motivate change, and move from despair to hope. The path is clear. Reduce, recycle, innovate, and protect. The ocean, our planet, and future generations depend on it. Plastic pollution is one of the most pressing challenges our planet faces today. Its reach is vast, touching oceans, rivers, forests, cities, and even the air we breathe. The damage to marine life, wildlife, and human health is undeniable. Yet, as overwhelming as it may seem, this crisis is not insurmountable. Each one of us holds the power to make a difference. Every choice matters. When we refuse single-use plastics, when we recycle responsibly, when we support sustainable businesses, we are contributing to a cleaner, safer planet. Collective action amplifies individual effort. Communities coming together for beach cleanups, schools promoting zero-waste initiatives, and cities implementing strict waste management policies are proving that change is possible. Innovative technologies, from advanced recycling systems to biodegradable materials, offer hope for the future. Governments and organizations worldwide are stepping up, investing billions into combating ocean plastics and creating sustainable solutions. But the real change begins with awareness and small, everyday actions. The ocean is a reflection of our choices. Polluted waters not only harm marine life, but also enter our food chain, affecting human health. By protecting our oceans, we are protecting ourselves and future generations. Imagine a world where sea turtles swim freely, where coral reefs thrive, and where the next generation grows up surrounded by nature, not plastic. That vision is achievable if we act decisively today. Now, the power of awareness cannot be underestimated. Watching this video is just the first step. Share this message with your friends, family, and colleagues. Comment below with your ideas and actions you're taking to reduce plastic waste. Together, our voices are louder, our impact greater. Subscribe to this channel to stay informed, to learn about actionable solutions, and to join a growing community committed to saving our planet. Every like, share, and subscription spreads awareness and encourages others to take part. Remember, the time to act is now. Each small decision, whether refusing a plastic straw, carrying a reusable water bottle, or advocating for local policies, adds up. Each action sends a message that sustainability matters. Together, we can reduce plastic waste, protect ecosystems, and foster a future where humans and nature coexist harmoniously. Let this be more than just a video you watched today. Let it be a call to action, a movement, and a promise to our planet. The ocean needs us, and we need it. Stand up, take action, and inspire others to do the same. Comment, share, and subscribe, because every engagement is a step toward a cleaner, healthier, and brighter future for all.